Hey, what's going on, people? It's SGZ here from the SpartanGameZone, and in this video I'll be going over the top 10 legendary weapons for bossing in Borderlands 3. Ever wanted to defeat all that stand before you without even breaking a sweat? Then this is the video for you. No matter who you play as, these legendaries will get the job done quick and easy as I showcase them against various bosses on various Vault Hunters. I'll be telling you where you can get them, what they do, and give you tips on how to use them to down bosses fast. And do let me know in the comments what your favorite gun for bossing is. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you could drop a like, or hey, maybe even subscribe. And if you want to support the channel even further, you can visit my game store at nexus.gg/SpartanGameZone. It's sale time, and now is a great time to grab a deal. Any purchase made here will directly support the channel, as I get a small percentage of each sale. And let's crack into it. In no particular order, we begin this countdown of the top 10 bossing weapons in Borderlands 3 with the Sandhawk, a dialed sniper rifle that can come in any of the elements and can be obtained the fastest from Katagawa Jr. You fight around here in Atlas HQ. Ever notice how the most powerful sniper rifles in the game aren't actually sniper rifles? While the Sandhawk is no exception. It's a machine gun that just fires bigger bullets. It sends a barrage of heavy hitting projectiles into your target that mush up their insides, causing internal scarring that even Doctor Strange couldn't fix. The projectiles don't move lightning fast and they don't travel for very long, but they are the perfect speed to pair with an Unforgiven to boost its critical damage and enable a pre-cannon Zane build to down Grave Ward in a single mag. There's not much strategy here to get this thing dealing mega damage, just point and shoot and you'll have bosses falling around you on whoever you play as. Time now for the Backburner, an elemental rocket launcher which can come in every flavour. It can be obtained the fastest by defeating the Agonizer 9000, but only if you're on Mayhem 6 or higher, and you fight them at the very end of the Guts of Carnivora. When you fire the Backburner, you may think that the big orb will do the brunt of the damage, when in fact it's the baby orbs that do so. After sacrificing itself so its children may live, they rain down in an arc and do loads of damage. Because of its damage pattern, where you aim is important. Grave Ward likes it in his beard, and the Ruiner likes a little off the top. It consumes 3 ammo per shot and fires quickly for a launcher, so you can just spam that trigger if you want to get the job done quick. However, it still has the power to one-shot things, making it an incredibly formidable bossing weapon, as long as those subsequent projectiles fall in the right place. Moving on now to the Psycho Stabber, a COV pistol that deals terrible weapon damage but great melee damage, and you can only get one by defeating Borman Nates. You fight around here in the Meridian outskirts. If you ever wanted to stab a shiny ball multiple times to raise its power, and then send it screaming towards a boss to deal whopping amounts of damage, then grab yourself a Psycho Stabber and a melee focused Amara build. In that setup, the Psycho Stabber is king, charging up Phase Flare to incredible heights, where it'll down every single boss in the game with a single command. It's unbelievable and a little bit disgusting. If you want to get it reaching its peak, make sure the Psycho Stabber has a 390 anointment, and no one will stand in your way. If you think that you can only do this on Amara, then you're right, but you know, Flak likes punching things too. He just doesn't have siren powers yet. Up next, the Major Kong, a COV launcher that can come in every element, including non-elemental, and can only be found in DLC 4 by defeating Psycho Reaver in Valhalla. The Major Kong is a boss dropper, the one they call the Heartstopper, able to crush your enemies with a single shot. It must be charged before it can be fired, increasing in power the longer you charge it, maxing out after a few seconds, and will fire a single inconspicuous missile capsule that is loaded with power. The missile kind of wobbles through the air as though it just got out of bed, and you'll need to adapt to its pattern if you want to hit crits and feel its true one-shot potential. For maximum damage, you'll want a ×2 variant to essentially double the damage output, and pair that with a 390 anointment. But really, there's enough impact force here that that's not even needed. It'll easily one-shot bosses on practically all of the Vault Hunters, All you have to do is charge it up and watch as their health bar disappears. Now for the Tizzy, a COP pistol that can come in any element and is exclusive to Arms Race. You can find it anywhere there, but it does have an increased chance to drop from this chest. The Tizzy is pure COP carnage in its every sense, defying the laws of physics and producing a phenomenal DPS number that no fully automatic weapon can match. Like a few other weapons in the game, its fire rate grows as the trigger continues to be held down, but it grows to an unbelievable rate, ignoring its overheat cap and burning through a quarter of its total ammo pool before it must be cooled off. Those 300 rounds is enough for any Vault Hunter to defeat practically every boss, or put a massive dent in their hopes to live. Because it can come in every element, no boss is safe from the Tizzy's torment as it shreds through them, draining their health bar at an insane rate. To complement its fire rate, a consecutive hits anointment is a great choice. URAD is good too, but really they only serve to increase its time to kill even further, as a mere bare bones Tizzy is more than many bosses can handle. The Monarch is next, a Blood Off assault rifle that can come in all of the elements, including non-elemental, and can be obtained the fastest by defeating Kilovolt. You fight here in Electra City. The Monarch is a weapon designed purely to obliterate your enemies. It supports an incredible fire rate and combines that with a high number of pellets to produce a monster machine gun. It comes in ×4 and ×8 variants, but for bossing, why not grab the most you can get and set that up with a consecutive hits anointment. More pellets equals more hits, which means hitting that 200% cap faster, but URAD will give you a bonus 150% rad damage all the time. Whatever you go with, just know that the Monarch is ready to dish out some hurt. Every Vault Hunter can boss with it, no problem. Moze with Minesweeper, Zane with stuff, and Amara with other stuff. But it's unreal on a fadeaway flak, who can land criticals faster than you can say Buttercup Burrito. Now that sounds neato. We all know fadeaway flak is a boss dropper in himself, but with the Monarch in his hands, he just goes to another level. Coming in hot, it's the Anarchy, a deadly powerful shotgun from DLC 2. You can obtain one from any suitable loot source, but I find farming Tom and Zam around in this area of Heart's Desire to be the most efficient method. Like Gage's skill in Borderlands 2, the Anarchy becomes more powerful with stacks. Every automatic reload or kill will grant an extra 30% damage with a max stack count of 10, and because the damage growth is exponential, once at that cap, the Anarchy will be over 10 times more powerful than when it started out. Once fully stacked, the Anarchy will not disappoint, railing off shots that would make Gage proud. Generally, your accuracy will take a hit and you'll find it hard to hipfire when it's at full strength, but on Zane with Man of Focus, you can snipe your targets from incredible distances. It comes with a multitude of pellet count variants, but you should be after a ×18 or ×20 version, which consumes 2 ammo per shot, but hit mighty hard. It's a gun for the ages, provided it's reached peak damage, and it'll take huge chunks out of any boss's health bar. Now to the Plaguebearer, another elemental launcher which can only be dropped outside of the Guardian takedown by the Warden. You fight around here in the Anvil, but only if you're on Mayhem 6 or higher. Unlike the Backburner, the Plaguebearer must be charged before firing, which puts a little pause before the boss's end, but it still deals great damage. Its firing pattern is still key to getting all that damage out, as the brunt of its damage is again shot out of the initial orb after impact. From the Singularity, a swarm of Merv grenades fly out and target the closest enemy. Because of how that works, you want to make sure the orb lands within sight of your target's critical point, so you can obtain maximum damage with each shot. Sometimes the orb doesn't even need to land before it's all over Red Rover, as the projectiles that circle it during flight can easily down a boss too. Time now for the Face Puncher, a Hyperion shotgun that can be found the fastest by farming Moldog the Anointed, who you fight around here in Floodmore Basin. We all know the Face Puncher is kinda broken. No, don't say that, they'll nerf it. It's fixed real good, firing off pellets of mini Bruce Lees. That's right, it deals melee damage, your melee damage, and that in itself lends it to some pretty crazy builds where you can deal phenomenal amounts of damage. For that damage to peak, you want a redundant version. That is the most important thing here. And you want a White Elephant artifact too. Combine that with the Brawler Board shield and you'll have the Destroyer of Worlds in your hands. It's a beast before the feast, hungry for the souls of demons, or loot from bosses in this case, able to down the best of the best in a single mag or less. You can further increase its one-shotting potential with a 390 anointment, and it is best on Amara like you'd expect, but Flak can do wonders with this gun too, and the others to a lesser extent. We end with the Redline, a multi-palleted Torgue shotgun that can come in every element including non-elemental, and can only be dropped by Road Dog. You fight around here in the Splinterlands. The Redline is a classic Torgue sticky pocket rocket, landing a mountain of sticky projectiles on your target in a split second. This was a tactic early in the game's lifecycle that proved to be extremely fruitful, and now thanks to its buff a while back, it has returned. The key for damage here is in its sticky mode, as they explode in a crescendo. After you've emptied the clip, the force of each subsequent explosion grows, becoming progressively stronger, chewing through your target's health bar until there's simply nothing left. This is easiest to achieve on Moze with her affinity with splash damage weapons and her ability to extend its magazine, but as long as that mag is big enough, that boss is going down. Just charge it up and let the explosives unleash. Flak and Moze can just stand there as they detonate, but on Amara and Zane, depending on your build, you want to be moving fast so they hit hard. So that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned of the top 10 bossing weapons in Borderlands 3 and can use them to down some bosses fast. If you did, consider dropping a like or subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one.